And boom, we're on the air. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chad Christian coming at you with another exciting Changing the Tech Scene episode 16. With me, as always, is Lon, the Winning Wins, and Eric over at Easy Computer Solutions and Adit Chhabria. How you guys doing, man?
Awesome.
Doing good.
Glad to have everybody here. Hopefully everybody had a good week. I hope you guys all had a good week. Thanks for bumping up the chat down there. If you guys have any questions or comments, always feel free to leave it. Quick plug and shout out to our sponsor today, Slick Wraps. You guys can check them out over at slickwraps.com. And without further ado, man, let's just get right into some news. Don't worry, we will have some cool prizes and giveaways as we get going, but we've got a lot to talk about. So the very first thing that I wanted to talk about is the fact that that engineer lost his job after after his daughter thought it would be funny to try to increase her 200 viewer subscriber membership YouTube channel to the iPhone 10 at the Apple location. What do you guys think of that?
Hey, guess what? Last time I looked, she was right at about 6,000 subscribers, and she was very low, and she just boosted up all the way to the top.
Hashtag self-centered.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing about it is, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we after the Apple event, we did see some hands-on footage already, so it wasn't like we didn't see anything, you know.
It's true, but remember though, they've signed that non-disclosure agreement, and they've got those employee contracts that nothing is allowed to be filmed in there. Yeah. So here was the thing that I thought about it. I was like, oh, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. No, because then she come out and released another video trying to promote her channel again, going, oh, you know what I did? And guess what? And I was just trying. And 15 minutes later, we're like, holy shit, all you had to do was say, I'm sorry, I can't believe that happened to my dad. And nope, she wanted more publicity.
Yeah.
She probably didn't realize that YouTube wouldn't pay a quarter of what Apple pays to her dad.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Timothy in here said, her father knew better. There's no filming in the Apple campus. Right. He's right, but the thing is, they probably film stuff all the time. I mean, it is families, and I'm sure they're doing stuff day to day and all that, but yeah, he's handing her the iPhone 10, and she's overly filming it.
Hi, I mean, iPhone 10. Look at this. Woo! Like, oh,
I would love to have that being that a fly on the wall in that conversation. Like, huh? Like, seriously, you realize I'm never gonna get a job anywhere again?
Pink slip.
Oh my gosh, right? They'd be like, you finally get into Google, you're like, yeah, I got my master's in computer science, and you know, now I get to make $8 an hour here, and then you're out. Beat it. No sleeping in the Google pods for you, buddy. Lon's over there laughing. You guys got an Android Authority pod over there, Lon, that you guys take a nap in when you guys are all visiting headquarters?
No, I wish we did. That'd be cool.
Oh, that's hilarious, man. Okay, and speaking of Google, let's get into it. I'll try not to rant too much. I don't want to take up everybody's time since this is supposed to be a fun tech news channel, but YouTube Adpocalypse, holy crap, they're hitting everything that we all have. And the problem is, and I was having some discussions with some other, big YouTubers, and they're like, yeah, but, we have other sources of avenue and income. And I'm thinking, but what about the other 50 million people that have less than, 1,000 subscribers? Well, it doesn't matter now because they don't get ads, but they're just starting out, you know what I mean? And they're just getting into this. I'm like, this is costing millions and millions and millions of dollars to people. I've had three YouTube tech review, or I'm sorry, two tech YouTube review videos, and one, our last live show, it actually got demonetized, and I didn't say shit or fuck in the whole thing.
Yep.
I'm like, you know what? Let's see if that shit happens. My man Eric's over there running a full-time bar with his babes, dropping bombs everywhere, and they're like, "Woo! Pay them, pay them, pay them."
This one ain't getting monetized.
Oh hell no! That's what I'm trying to say though. Is like, we're clean and we're trying to do it in a family. Yeah. Productive, rated G. Everybody gets to watch this shit, and no, they just don't care. I'm like, All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I was under the impression that if it was family friendly, then you're not gonna have any problems with Adpocalypse or whatever. But
right. And
I
that's
don't
the
know.
problem is, so today I went in and everybody's like, oh, well, Chad, just go in and, tell them to manually look at it. Like that freaking matters. Because guess what? We only get paid 90% of our pay that comes out of there is in the first 24 hours.
Yeah,
So if you don't see money in the first 24 hours, have you ever watched the spike and then afterward it's trickled pennies?
yeah, it's all
And here's the thing.
downhill from there.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? It's not the money. So pay attention, YouTube, because it's not the freaking money. You could never, ever pay me what I make in real life. It's the principle of the thing of what you're doing. This last video that I just did, this costed me $1,300, right, to get this pixel book that I paid for by myself, not paid, not added, no sponsor. Google didn't throw this at me. I spent my own money and I put my time and energy and thousands of dollars on equipment and camera and lighting, and I put it out there expecting to get my 50 cents. And they're like, nah.
And you know what the thing about it is that I hear this a lot. I don't know. It's confusing to me. A lot of smaller YouTubers, they say, well, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for the money. But the thing about it, even though you got demonetized, they're still running ads. That means somebody's getting the money.
That's right. They're getting the money. And here's the thing, too. Here's the kick in the teeth today, right? So all the big YouTubers are like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, well, that's BS. It don't matter to you because you do have people that are giving you the free products. They're sending you on the trips for free. They're sponsoring your videos with D brands. That's on every freaking video out there, right? Yeah. So you're already getting paid. You don't care about the AdSense. All right, we get it. That's great. Good for you guys. You deserve it. Trust me, I know. You deserve it. I'm not saying you don't. But what I'm saying is it's bullshit when these young guys or the guys coming up only been doing it for a year and they're like, you ain't getting nothing. So today I go in there and click on the button for a manual review. Oh, I'm sorry. Due to high volume, we can't look at it unless you have over 1,000 views. So not only are they marketing and promoting and pumping my channel and that video, so now it has zero marketing. They're not paying me. I doubt it'll ever hit 1,000 views. I think it's at like 700 views today with zero marketing, and I only got like 13,000 subscribers.
Yeah, so I think this is probably going to deter a lot of guys that want to start up a YouTube channel or whatever. Because you got to hit like that 10,000 lifetime views or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, just to even start getting paid now.
Yeah, and then like if you get hit by Adpocalypse, it's like you're not going to want to try.
That's what I was saying all day on Twitter. If you guys followed me, is I'm like, I mean, they don't give a rat's ass, honestly, about. It might not be they don't care, they don't have enough volume. Well, guess what? You better start getting a way to get the volume, because think about how many people are watching the brand new guys, right? Think about it. Adit, what if you bought this this Pixel book, right? And you put this up today. It was your very first video. You did a hell of a job. People want to see it. You were the first one. You paid. You got your dues. You put it all in there. You did all your work. And then they hit you with that.
Yeah, and I mean, if YouTube's policy is to kind of block those videos, that's fine. But to suppress it and not allow it to reach those sub boxes of people who actually want to watch that kind of videos, that's just ridiculous.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And I can't believe, and I did look it up today, and there was a class action lawsuit that nobody knows about that happened in July of this year because of Adpocalypse. So I don't know what the hell happened with that. I went over all the terms of service contract today before I released my entire financials that YouTube has paid me. So if you guys are interested in how much I got paid for this year, go back and look at my Twitter account. You can follow me at CoachCWC.
Yeah, I looked at that.
I gave all that information. Even my buddy over at Techno Buffalo, John, was like, hey, man, I don't think you can give out that information. You're violation of term. And I was like, no, I went all the way back through it. And guess what? You have to be able to release your financial information because you have to give it to your accountant. Now, what you can't give up is analytical information, how much you get paid, your CPMs, your ad rates over time, all that shit, because that shows how YouTube in itself is doing. But your financial records, that's public information if you want it to be. So I was like, don't worry, dude, I'm covered. He's like, all right.
Most people can go on Social Blade and get an estimate of how much a YouTuber get paid.
That's right. So that's right. I mean, common sense will tell you, right? $1 million is usually $2,000. If you had 1 million views, it's $2,000. I mean, it's real close, real close to it, depending on.
Social Blade just doesn't tell you the under the table money though.
That's right. Yeah, deals and going places and free products and D-brand out the ass sponsorships and.
Hey, D-brand all good in 2017, right? I mean, I see most sponsorships for D-brand is woo.
Dude, it's a great time to make 3M stickers. I'm serious. Cost you a nickel and you can print out 8x10 sheet of a sticker and you got 8 phones out of that. $30 each, man. Wrap your phone.
They're all over YouTube, that's for sure, man. You can't really avoid them.
Nope, you can't. You really can't. But anyway, so that's my rant for the day. I really wanted to get that out there because, like I said, it's not the money, it's the principle of the thing. And I know that there are so many people that are affected. Because you think it's going to really affect me if I make $2 on this video? Does it really, I give a shit? It's like, but don't do that to me, right? I've spent my money, my time, my energy, my equipment, I could have made $10,000 in the time it took me to make this stupid ass video.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just like tech channels that are getting affected though. I mean, like other just YouTube channels in general are getting affected.
Yeah.
Like a lot of channels that I watch, like I watch the Hodge twins a lot and they cuss in their videos, but they had to stop cussing because they got demonetized for every video.
Right.
And
family friendly.
Yeah, they had to start their own channel where people have to pay like $3 per month to get the cussing. So they have like another service on YouTube where you can like have a channel that costs money, and that's what they had to do because they can't cuss.
Well, I was so pissed about it today. I was like, you know what? We're going to put this out on Twitch. I don't need it recorded. I don't need it monetized, and it doesn't need to be there forever. But then I was like, oh shit, my sponsors paid me for these shows. But anyway,
I think it's more freedom on Twitch right now, to be honest.
Oh hell yeah! Are you kidding me? If there was a way that the problem with Twitch is, first of all, at least right now, and it's starting to change. I can see with like Barnacules, breakfast in the morning, coffee break, all that kind of stuff. The live shows are starting to really take place on there, and it's becoming like the live show channel, which I love. So there are two kind of things that happen with that. So any of you guys that are watching this right now, the way that it works is if you go on YouTube, you get paid basically for life for that video. I still have videos that are a year old that I'll just continue to get nickels and nickels forever. Basically, though, if you put it out on Twitch, you make more money right away because people will tip and donate. They're just way more generous.
I mean, you only get paid like for the time that you're on air.
That's
like,
right. So
once it's like an old broadcast, like nobody's gonna go back.
Exactly.
They're not gonna like go in there like watch your old broadcast and try to like give you like bits or like donate.
That's right. Yeah, start tipping you to a jar that don't exist.
But the thing about like Twitch though is that they get paid for the subscribers too. They don't just
get. That's right. You get a half, I believe.
YouTube, there is no like subscriber fee, right? So YouTubers are not getting paid for their subscribers. If they did, like, I mean, if you had like 1 million subscribers, man, like you wouldn't even care how many views your videos made because you get paid per subscriber. So it's like, it doesn't matter. But Twitch is
any of you guys coming up, I mean, just recognize that Twitch is a booming, growing, financial, awesome place if you want to start a platform. Just remember though, these guys are working daily. If you are sick, you don't show up, they don't get paid. At least on YouTube, you put 100 videos out there. Guess what? You're getting paid. I still get paid every month.
You take a day off or two, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. And then just pump out a couple more, and so it's just a different type of environment. But I swear to God, if I didn't have sponsors today, it would have been like, dude, I'm going to set us all up on Skype or Google Hangouts, use my OBS, boom, stream that shit, which is better anyways than this Hangouts live garbage that we do on here that we're forced to. Pilot shit, horrible coding. Google doesn't give a shit, but I'm going to move on because they're pretty much just a horrible company in my eyes right now.
Sound like a pixel coming up, right?
All of this shit going out the window.
But I do breaking out the salt.
That's right.
Working up to something.
Oh shit! But on a lighter note, the Essential phone dropped their price to $499 now instead of what was it? Was it $799?
$699.
$6.99.
$6.99. Oh man, God! And I bought that at that price. Stupid. And all I did was an unboxing video. I'm like, this ain't even worth doing a review. Here's the reason, right? And we've talked about it before. Eric, we've talked about on your show and mine, I believe. The cameras suck. But guess what? If $500 having a subpar camera that when you click on it takes like 3 seconds to process, I can live with that. For a $500 phone these days, I think it's a good phone. What do you guys think of $500 bucks?
So
Yeah,
right,
I mean,
when we talk about the Essential phone, right?
Yep.
The Essential phone has received some updates. Also, Essential has hit Twitter like today, saying that they are sending out some more updates for the device. So I believe that as soon as the price dropped to $4.99, all of a sudden you got all these updates, and now you got a smoother running device. And all the bells and whistles. Now I've heard that Essential is sending out updates to fix some of the camera issues, the lagginess and stuff like that. So it's coming. They released it on Twitter, say that they're about to release a huge update to fix some of the issues.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Just like the release was coming for a long time. Great job over there. Excellent release of the phone that was supposed to take over the universe.
Yeah. I think $500 is a fair price.
Well, let's
you think that's a good price, Lon? I think so too, man. Adit, what do you think? You think that's a good price?
Yeah, but there's a family and friends discount which brings it down to 300, and at 300, I think that's a bang for your buck.
300. Tell our people who.
There's a family and friends discount, I guess. That's what I read somewhere. I'm not too sure about it.
Sprint? For what? Sprint or what?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not too sure about it, but I did read there's a.
You better cough up that information now. We're gonna have people just.
I mean, it sounds like a Sprint thing.
It does, don't it?
Family and friends. It sounds like a Sprint thing. So
sign up.
Well, I mean, plus Sprint's the only one selling it, anyways, in the U.S. So.
Oh, are they? Yeah, Sprint's the only one broke enough that would take a hit on that old janky cambered phone.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you $149 if you sign up for a 2-year contract.
It probably should have been $500 from the get-go because it's like a first-gen product. Nobody knows what the hell it is. Like,
well, here's what's funny too. Who here got to use one? I mean, I bought one, but Lon, you had one, right?
No, I've never used one.
No?
I touched it for like 2 minutes.
Yep. Well, and what you probably felt when you grabbed it was like, this is a really nice piece of equipment, right? Like it felt premium in the hand. It was a good, solid, slated system. You know, felt good, kind of like the Pixel 2 when you hold it in your hand. I was like, this is a good, hefty, good feeling phone in my hand. The display was beautiful. Obviously it was more of a vanilla style system, but that's fine. I love that. I mean, that's why I love these Pixel style phones. But damn it, the second I hit the camera, what do I always preach? Camera, right? That's my favorite feature of these phones. That's why I have this Pixel 2 XL right now. I love this freaking camera. Mm-hmm. Is it worth $1,000 I paid? Probably not, because I mean, hell, I could buy another Canon 80D EOS for that.
But wait a minute, let me ask you this question since we're talking about this. If the Pixel and the Essential phone the Essential phone was going after the Pixel. So if you look at a $499 price point and the Pixel kind of fix all the software issues with it, right?
Yep.
And the camera ain't gonna be as good as the Pixel. But so at that point, is the Pixel kind of in the run-ins with the Essential phone at that point?
No. Listen, here's the thing. The software can't fix that old processor that they're using for the camera. Like you can't fix that. That's the problem. Listen, man, if that Pixel would have come out and it had everything, or I'm sorry, the Essential came out and it had everything that this Pixel 2 XLs had, I think it would be a winner because it was fast. That Essential phone is fast. If you break down to the vanilla Android and you're running a Snapdragon, I think it had an 835 in it. It's fast. I don't give a shit what it's fast. And you're running vanilla, it's like a Nexus phone. It felt, and the funny thing is, I think I told you, Eric, is when I was going to do that review video, I was going to call it the Nexus 2017 because that's what it felt like.
So besides the camera, then the Essential phone.
Besides the camera, that was a hell of a phone. It really was.
It had a bad camera, like a Nexus, so it's
right. And that's why the Nexus was priced great at $500. The Nexus 6P, fantastic phone. You know, shitty camera, great phone, good speaker system, good, beautiful display. I mean,
you know, one of my keepers here. I always keep this device. I love this Nexus 6. But you're right.
It's one of my favorite phones of all time, right there. Love that phone. Fast, fluid, flawless. Ran today probably just as good as when you first got it. It's not like these Samsungs. 6 months later, a couple updates. This thing's gonna run like a dinosaur. You're gonna think it's got a Snapdragon 810 in it. Oh, but anyway, so this kind of leads into, and after this we're going to do a giveaway, but this kind of leads into the Google Pixel 2 XL issues, because we didn't really talk about that. Basically, the blue screen tilting issue, for you guys that are watching, in case you haven't heard, it does off-axis angles of viewing on this phone. It does turn blue like almost immediately. Somebody said, oh, it's like 40 degrees. You're never going to look at that. You know, I'll give you a quick example. It ain't 40 degrees. Try about 5 degrees. I mean, it's horrible. Literally, the second that you change this phone from exactly dead on your face, it's gone. I mean, it is gone.
Is it really that bad?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be overblown on the webcam.
Oh, no. It's have you got to hold one?
Only at the event.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So here you go, right? So here it is. See that? Ooh. Does that look like 40 degrees? Because look at the top is blue and the bottom is white.
Oh, wow.
See that? That's what I'm saying. And it's look. So here was the concept I was saying. I was like, okay, well, what if you took a picture and you wanted to show your buddy, like, hey man, look, you know, because you're not always like perfectly in your face. You're like, check this picture out. Like, what the hell is that? That's a nice blue picture you got there.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if people notice, but like the V30's display is the same way. Like if you tilt it off axis, it turns blue also. But nobody's talking about that.
Well, here's what's funny. So then I started going through all my phones. I'm like, man, I think it's because of the bluing, because if you look at any other phone, okay, this is the iPhone, it goes pink. So it doesn't, and it's literally almost the same angle. So I think it's the fact that it turns blue because of whatever coating they put on it. Because this is the iPhone 8 Plus. Watch. See it go pink? But we don't see that, right? We don't see pink like, oh, that's glaring.
Yeah, because
it's probably hard to show in here, but I'm telling you.
Because pink is softer on the eyes.
That's right. So I think the fact that it hits blue. Yeah, it hits blue, and you're like, "Oh my gosh!"
A lot of people say that, you know, and this is true, that AMOLED does have a burn-in after a while. Well, this is my Nexus 6, and I don't have a burn-in, and I've been using this device for years, and I do not have a burn-in on my Nexus 6.
So here's a Galaxy Note 8. It has the same bluish, but not as bad. You'll see it start to go blue.
Yeah, it's not as bad.
No, and you got to like really. It's about there with this one, which you won't be doing that. But
nobody looks at their phone that way.
No. But that's why I was like, oh my gosh, because honestly, you guys, anybody that's out there, it's on the fence and thinking about it, the Google Pixel 2 XL, fantastic phone. I think it's worth the price. I wouldn't worry too much about that blue screen effect, honestly. I have a review coming. I just haven't done it because all this other stuff. Like today, I wasted the whole day trying to get the Pixel book to work, but that's another story. But anyways, so it's coming. But I can tell you guys a little sneak peek. It's worth every cent. Fantastic. And the funny thing is since I've had it, I haven't touched my Note 8.
What about the burn-in? You experiencing any issues as far as burn-in?
I haven't yet. I anticipate that I will eventually. But here's the thing with burn-ins, and you're right, these POLED panels, they will burn in. There's no way around it. But usually it's supposed to be 6 or 8 months, just like with the laptops. It's the exact same technology they're using in the laptops, like the Alienware R13 had it 2 years ago. It's the exact same technology. It will burn in, but here's the thing. You're only going to notice it on like a white image, which you hardly ever have a white image. So even if those 3 dots are there on the bottom, When you're viewing anything, YouTube videos, checking out, you're probably not going to notice it. So here's what the Google, because I actually called a couple of my contacts on this today, and they were like, well, listen, they're trying to dim the buttons down here. So what's going to happen is I think it's coming in, it's Android 8.1 beta is actually these buttons on the bottom are going to dim down. So that's how they're going to fix the problem, because they're not lit up so bright, those three down there, they're going to dim when it's not in use after like 30 seconds. So that is going to fix the burn. That will
and sometimes
fix that.
That's just image retention and not the burn in itself. If it's happening,
Well, here's the thing though, with image retention, it's supposed to go away after a couple minutes. But the guys that we're talking to, like, they'll watch a YouTube video for 2 or 3 hours, flip it back, that screen is still sitting there. That ain't retention, man. That's actual hardware flaw. So
maybe they should go back to the buttons that aren't filled in, the empty buttons. Should go back to that.
Yeah, really. Yeah, just like the lines.
Yeah, just the outline.
We'll go back to a physical button so we can change the display. But anyway, so anybody on the fence with this phone, and you guys can DM me or you can ask questions down below, but it's a fantastic phone. It's fast. It's flawless. The memory is incredible. This thing is a speed demon. So Eric, like your phone you're using there, I mean, this thing is, dude, it is so fast and smooth. It's just like that Nexus. It is the Nexus.
Yeah. How's the battery life coming along?
Battery life's fantastic, man. I can literally get 7 to 8 hours of screen on time with normal use, Wi-Fi on, brightness of 50%. Now, this is not outside the home, though. I have not done a lot of testing where it's hitting the LTE, you know, weak signal, destroying it, all that kind of stuff. It's more like in the house. But, I mean, it's on par with the iPhone 8 Plus. And believe it or not, that's the battery king, because, like my Note 8, there's a 5 to 5.5 hour on-screen time right there.
Yeah.
Normal, exact type normal use. So that's the difference we're talking about. We're talking hours. Now, they might have an update and blow that thing and it sucks, but for right now, it's the battery king for Android phones, at least from what I've heard. Now, I don't have, you know, the Nexus or the, what's that 5T, OnePlus 5T? I don't have any of that, so I can't test. I only get the flagship stuff, but maybe, I don't know. But anyways, it's
not the Chinese stuff.
Yeah, it's 30 minutes past. Let's give away some. It's getting late. Holy crap, man. Sorry about that. 30 minutes past the hour. Who wants to do the giveaway? Come on, man. Who wants? Look at everybody raising it. Eric, you give it away, man. Look, listen, Slick Raps gave me some raps. They love the program. They want us to give away some stuff. So
that's a lot of raps.
Yeah, it is. That's a rap. Listen, Eric, go ahead and it's up to you, man. Pick a number, trivia question, pick a random, pick a new person. I don't care what you do. Let's give away a rap. This is going to be for slickraps.com. Make sure you guys go and visit them. You can also go to sw.life/CoachCWC and get a further discount. Check them out. Today, we're going to give away a free Slick Wrap for any phone that you want. Eric, go ahead. Fire in a hole. What do you got, buddy?
All right. So we get ready for some more exciting tech news that's coming out in a couple of days. The first person that names the new HTC event that's coming out.
Boy.
Give me a date. Somebody
Can
give
I
me
go?
a date on the HTC.
No, you can't go at it.
And the first person that gets the Slick Wrap today, the HTC event.
This is right up my man Adit's
Plus,
wheelhouse.
Right? That's U11 Plus
I
and
know the
U11 something. So the first person that put it in wins the Slick Wrap today.
Looks like Ronald has guessed November 2nd.
It is November 2nd.
Is it November 2nd?
It's November 2nd.
Bam, Ronald, man.
November
2nd. Nice. He was commenting on my channel earlier today. I think he was prepping. He was asking questions about today's show, weren't you, Ronald?
That is. Congratulations to you, Ronald. November 2nd.
Yeah, buddy.
In a few days. HTC trying to make a comeback.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, they're doing a good job, aren't they, at it?
Yeah, definitely.
In case you guys don't know, Adit's kind of a fan. Adit, why don't you tell them what you are over there in the fan club? Go.
Yeah, so we're a part of a community called the Elevate community, which is a private member-only community. So yeah, that's what I'm a part of.
Is there anywhere they can go to get information about HTC Elevate?
Yeah, you can go on to www.htcelevate.com and you should. I mean, you can't get in, but you can try if you wanna.
Try anyways. You can't.
You know where to send the check. Free plug for you. All right. Next on our news this is pretty funny. You guys all remember the Snapchat goggles, right? With the little camera on it. And they look like McDonald's glasses.
Yeah.
Well, Snap is saying that they now have hundreds of thousands of these glasses and don't anticipate selling that junk.
I don't see anybody wearing them anymore anyway. So.
Isn't that funny? That was literally like, that was less than the fidget spinners, man. I think that those Snap glasses, man, they lasted what, like 23 hours?
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, that's it. Anybody can buy them now. We're out of here.
It was an ugly concept. I mean, those glasses was horrible.
Marketing genius though, right?
Yeah.
Hard to get. People talked about it. How many people are on Snapchat, I bet, just because of that stupid program? I bet you it was cheaper for them to house these, 600,000 pairs of $3.99 glasses than any marketing ad they could have ran. You know what? Yeah. Think about it. One televised commercial is like 10 grand for a 15-second spot nationally. They probably bought all of them for that.
Right. It's horrible.
And they have a 150-person hardware team. I don't know what they're doing right now because they even scrapped the drone project that they were working on.
Oh, is that right? Well, you know what's going to happen. All those glasses are going to wind up in a drone. It's going to look like a pair of sunglasses hanging on a drone. Snapchat drone. Kiosks popping up everywhere. Oh, that's great. So speaking of the HTC, Adit, you got any announcements for any new HTC U11 Pluses maybe that might be happening? What do you got? You got any news on that you can share?
Apart from the teasers, no, not really. I don't have any sort of information.
Come on, tell us about that translucent back on that thing. Come on, I've seen the leaks. It's supposed to be a translucent back.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Tell us everything. Tell us everything you're not supposed to, man. Tell us. You're probably living over there.
I think that translucent color is going to be pretty good. I think you're going to like it. And as per the teasers, I think there's going to be wireless charging because they sort of highlighted the induction coil for the wireless charging in one of their teasers. So let's see what happens.
Uh-oh. You guys heard it here first.
That is.
And it's inside information he was not supposed to leak as part of his NDAs.
I mean,
boom, you're out at Team Elevate.
One thing about it is, I mean, the HTC U11 is a fantastic phone.
Yeah.
But everybody got to go 18:9, a 2-to-1 aspect ratio. That's the trend. So that's why you start to see OnePlus coming out with a OnePlus 3T and HTC coming out with a new phone because it's the aspect ratio. They want everything to be edge to edge with the fingerprint scan on the back.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, with OnePlus, they said a couple of months back that they don't have the resources to make an 18:9 display, and now here they are going to be doing just that.
Yeah, OnePlus is a totally different story. They didn't get the memo.
Yeah, the HTC U11.
I don't believe half the stuff they say, to be honest.
that HTC U11, man, that was until the Note 8 came out, that was my favorite Android phone of the year. But the second, I mean, I'm a Note. I've always been a Note lover forever. But I loved that phone. That HTC U11. Seriously, when I made that video, that is not a paid for just because they gave me a stupid ass phone that I spent more money than they paid me to go over there. But anyways, I loved the phone. I absolutely loved the phone. I thought it was beautiful.
The U11 is great.
Yeah. Yep, they did a good
job.
The
U11 Plus is rumored to have a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, so get excited for that.
Yeah, no, that would be nice because there's number 2, right, of my favorite things on a phone: camera, battery life. Love those because we use our phones all day, every day. We have terrible battery life. It sucks because otherwise we end up, getting these big, giant 7,700 milliamp. You know what I'm saying? Like.
God.
Come on, man.
Zero lemon, right? Oh my
No,
God.
this is a different one. I'm getting ready to review it. But I actually, again, not paid for, not sponsored, bought it for myself on a trip I just took. I actually got 2 of them. They worked out really good. They're on Amazon. I can leave a link for them if you guys are interested for the iPhone 8 Plus or 7 Plus. I think I paid like $25 each. They worked actually really good. Had a magnetic back on them, which was a huge plus for me, so I could still mount it in the car. Plus, I had the Lightning adapter, and all you had to do is push the button to charge it. So there's a lot of cool things, and not to take your time up with that crap, but hey, if you guys are interested, let me know, and you know, I mean, that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
Couple last key things. So Nintendo, if you guys are big Switch fans, gamers out there, Nintendo quietly added a wireless USB headphone support on the Switch and didn't tell anybody about it. They tried to sneak in a big feature like that and just like, nah, you know what? Nobody really cares.
They kind of remind me of Microsoft a little bit, right? I mean, they bring out new computer and they don't tell nobody about it, you know?
Yep. Yeah, that's hilarious. They're just whatever.
Nintendo come out with something that's probably very, very noticeable, right? I mean, that needs to happen, and they don't tell anybody about it. It's just throw it on their website.
Yep. Let's get into some of these comments because these guys are firing up a lot of comments in here. Sorry, and we apologize that we haven't been getting you guys' comments. We love you guys being here. You guys are fantastic. We definitely want you to be a part of the show, so I apologize, and I'll do a better job at making sure you guys are a part of the program. Looks like we got some people calling each other names. I like that. Get into that battle. Brawl it out if you have to. Sean says that the U11 needs to be in more carriers. Completely agree. That's an HTC marketing issue that they need to break free from. Just like LG, they need to spend more money, get the stuff out here. Let's see. Apple is boss. He left the Samsung Knights. He's an Apple warrior now. Congratulations. I hope it works out. And I know you're going to be digging the iPhone 10. I am Legend Boss Status says, hey, what's up, YouTubers? What's up, man? Good to have you here. Catwoman says, hola, hola. Texway, what do you got in here? My man wrote, I wonder how many manufacturers will do the dual camera front and back recording feature like the recent one released by Nokia. Seems a bit gimmicky for me. What do you guys think about that?
Dual cameras in the front, obviously that's got to be the next thing, right? I mean, that's the next thing. I mean, dual cameras on the back, dual cameras on the front.
Yeah, because how much more can you change with hardware, right? That's what I've talked about this all the time. Is there's only so much you can do with this hardware. Screen sizes.
ZTE is doing something different with 2 phones with a hinge on it, right? The butterfly.
Yeah, you like that. You ladies love that butterfly phone. I should buy one for every one of you guys on that, just because I know how much you appreciate that phone.
The butterfly phone. What is ZTE Exxon M?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful phone.
Yeah, it's coming out on the 20th, I believe. Everything's coming out in November, guys.
Yeah. Now here's the thing with the dual cameras on the front, because here's what's happening, right? As these bezels are decreasing, screen sizes are getting bigger, which means things are coming out of the phone because it's taking up space that was normally used with, hardware like the headphone jack. I mean, think about it. The headphone jack is gone so that they can now utilize it with more space to put in more battery or other components. So, I mean, they can't keep adding stuff. And even as small as the processing chip is for those cameras, you keep adding more and more and more. And to make that camera good, it's a lot more than that little dinky chip that's in there. It's all those lenses, 6 lenses on top of a lens. So I honestly don't see that trend happening. And the Google Pixel 2 line might have actually said, hey, you don't have to do that. You just have to have better software.
Yeah.
Because they're only running one. And honestly, their portrait mode looks better than iPhones right now. So, and they're running one.
You might start seeing that trend. You might start seeing people go back to one lens on the back.
Yeah. I mean, well, and think about it. I mean, laptops, monitors, phones, everything. That's the only thing that changes that display. It's going to go bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, big. That's all we're going to do until we get to the bendable and then rotatable and all the holographic 3D. But what else are you going to do with the phone? You can't do much more with these phones. It's like a laptop's been stale since 1988. You know, it's the same thing. They just made it smaller. Then they got like 17-inch monitors. Ooh, look at this 7. Now you're like, who the hell wants a 17? And then it went down to the mini. Oh, look at this 10-inch. And everybody's like, who the hell wants a mini laptop at 10-inch? And we're going to go to a 12. No, 14's perfect. Now we're at 15. Now it's like, that's what's happening with these phones. Oh, we want big, we want small. We want big, we want small.
Think about it. Samsung do it, right? I mean, the foldable display, right?
Yeah,
and,
right.
You got
that's the future. That's right. That's the future.
And then all of a sudden, you open it up to a 7-inch tablet, and got more real estate to jot down notes, and then fold it back up. I mean, that's a Galaxy Note right there. This waiting to happen. With a foldable display. Now they got to get it right, and I know they've been working on that technology for a very long time. So I think Samsung will do it right.
Oh, I think so. And they're the ones that have the money, the backing, the R&D. They are the display kings. They will be the ones that come out with the greatness. And it could be a combination ever between them and LG, because LG is dabbling a lot with these super thin paneled televisions and stuff. And, you know, as those technologies come together, that's the kind of stuff we're going to see, because eventually, like those LG TVs and stuff, I mean, that's going to be how the billboards and everything are, right? When the cost comes down, it's real easy to mount. You know, it's a price thing, obviously, as more and more and more things can get manufactured and easy to make. But yeah, as soon as this all comes together, we're going to have something new and cool.
Well, I mean, LG just got mobile displays. That's the only thing. I mean, the TV displays are great, but the mobile displays are not that great.
So here's what's funny with technology, right? Normally, software has to catch up to hardware, basically, or vice versa, because there's always this with one or the other. Phones are different because, like, the Samsungs have all the software and all the hardware. So, like, how do you keep going at it? Because the other phones, like the Pixels, like, we don't have any software. You know, we just got brilliant hardware, and then we ain't putting shit on it. So Samsung is really the only ones, and now iPhone, of course. The last 2 generations, as soon as the 7 came out and added all this hardware, now they're a competitor. They were not with Samsung. They just won by software. Now they're a hardware king. So now we've got 2 giants that are going to be pushing this. But now I want to know, is it going to be hardware driven or software driven? Because it's usually they can't do both, or they're going to get bugs, glitches, stuff isn't going to work, things won't, you know what I mean? It's usually so I'm curious to see now with the iPhone 10X or 11 or however they want to keep ahead of Samsung in the number game, how, you know, what's it going to be? Like, what's the Samsung Note 9?
I think they're trying to do both, though. I mean, it definitely looks like
they are now. They never did before, though. Think about it. iPhone never did that before. They've said this thing for 4 years. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So now they're like, you know what? Samsung's kicking our ass again. You know, think about it, because that iPhone 10 was probably a prototype they've had for 3 years, and was like, we're not going to release that. I guarantee you, the iPhone 8 Plus was supposed to be the 7S. And this iPhone 10 that we're getting right now was supposed to be the next generation, which would have been, you know, second quarter next year. I guarantee you, they're like, we're getting our asses whooped. We can't do that. Let's release. I mean, I guarantee it.
The way I've always looked at the iPhone 10 is it's just a sneak preview for what's to come next year.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I don't think we're gonna have like a big bezeled iPhone next year. It's not gonna be a 3 iPhone release next year. I think next year it's gonna go back to being just 2 iPhones, and it'll probably be the iPhone 9 or whatever, right? But it's gonna be.
I don't think they'll do that, but
I don't think it's gonna be 11. I think it's gonna be 9.
I don't think so. I talked about that before. The only reason I say that is, first of all, nobody's going to use 9 because that's a bad number. You don't use it in Asia. I guess 9 is like an unlucky number. So there was never going to be a 9. So I think between Samsung and Apple, and I think we talked about this before, Eric, I honestly, in my opinion, because I'm a marketing guy, that's what I have to do for my own business. I think because Apple has always been behind in the number, that this time they were allowed to be the first one to have a 10 phone. So now when Samsung comes out, they have to release a 10. Well, guess what? A 10 has already existed somewhere out in the universe, where before it was, oh, here's a Note 8. So if iPhone 8 comes out, they're like, well, that's not new. It's an 8. Everybody's got an 8 something. It's a numbers game. So they got to get ahead of the game by saying 10, because now people have to jump to a 10 to sound relevant, new, or they're shit. Marketing.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that, because the 10 was to signify it's not the 10th iPhone. It's to signify that it's 10 years of iPhone.
Right, but there's been 14 iPhones, so it actually has nothing to do
but it's on. Yeah, but it's just to signify that it's 10 years of iPhone, because this 2017, the first iPhone was 2007, so that's why the 10 was. That's how I interpreted the 10. Obviously, it's not the 10th iPhone. It's whatever. It's like the 15th or 14th, or whatever.
Yeah, and it could be. I mean, I think it's a cop out for them to be able to say it that way, but I think it was. I think it was an easy way for them to go, hey, we're in front now, because somebody has to be higher than 10 to because that's how they sell cars and everything, right? Like, I got a 350Z. Really? Well, I got a 370Z. Well, I got a 390Z. And if you are, you can't ever compete unless your number sounds higher. It's the same thing with the Intels. And I got i3, i5, i7. You know what I mean? So,
but you don't think that Apple gonna go run into some problems in 2018? I mean, if they're going to discontinue the iPhone, the version of the 8 of the big bezel and the chin,
they won't discontinue it. We see that now because they're still keeping the old 6s.
Right. I'm talking about the newer generation device.
Yeah, they're just not going to manufacture it anymore.
Right.
It's going to be a full push forward.
Yeah, there'll be some kind of cheap, not kind of a cheaper phone. I mean, an iPhone is realized through, believe it or not, most of that has been through like the Nokias and the Windows phones, that the market is huge for those mid-grade phones, and that's the reason they kept those 5, whereas they didn't do that before. If you remember a long time ago, iPhone was either you bought that elite phone or you didn't get nothing from them. Well, they're realizing like that middle tier, because that Asian market is huge for middle tier. So is India, man. They are huge on that middle tier. So they were like, we better keep in there, because the Huawei's of the world are like, well, we'll build you a $500 phone. So that's why they kept that.
I think what's going to happen in 2018 is if Apple release a iPhone whatever, because iPhone 10 is all gesture based, and I think for the older generation, like my moms and my pops, they can't deal with all the gesture swiping up and swiping
and we thought that with mechanical keyboards to keyboards on the display though, and it didn't change. Because here's the thing, right? They've only added like 2 gestures. Everybody's like, oh my god, there's some. You already always now swipe down for a notification. You always swipe
up. But on the iPhone 10 you got to swipe in the corner though.
Right, you got to swipe in the corner.
You don't have to swipe in a corner. You can swipe dead center of the screen instead of the left side, or you can swipe on the right side.
Don't you get to control center by getting
in the middle, just like you did before? That's what I mean. The only thing they added was now on the right, you swipe from the top right. That's the only other new gesture you got. I mean, it shouldn't be real hard for us to figure that one out. And instead of the home, because the home button, I don't know if you guys know or not, but the home button's always there. So even if every single application you're in, if you swipe right or left, that home button's always existing. There is no like you got to swipe up to get it to see a little home button, and then no, it's always there. It's permanent. So if I'm in my app and I swipe over, I can go to the other apps. No matter what screen I'm on, that home button is always existing. So I think once people see that and they're like, holy shit, this is really, it is intuitive. Because before we would always double tap, right, to flip back to your previous app. Well, now you just swipe over it. Hey, there's your old app. Oh, go back to there's your old app.
But talk about going to your home screen. You have to swipe up, right?
Well, that's just to get rid of the app, and go to your entire home screen. But what I mean is, that little line that they're saying now is the home, button. It's always there. It's kind of like the Samsung, right? The Note 8. That home button is there all the time, no matter what app you're in. So this is the same way. I could literally just swipe with that iPhone and get to all my stuff. So I don't think people are going to be like, oh my God, because I thought the same thing now with my wife, because she's so like, hates change, hates technology. She won't give a shit if this thing could fly, take her to outer space. She's like, I don't care. I want this big button keyboard. And she freaked out when I gave her a phone that didn't have a physical keyboard the first time. Oh my gosh. It was like pulling teeth. Like, really, just try it. Just try it. Right. You get used to it. So I think we're feeling, the whole change, people changing. It's kind of that. It's always been like that, right? Mm-hmm. Anytime there's change, people just kind of panic in the streets. And, well, what do you mean there's no button? That's like the first time. The finger scanner's on the back.
Yeah, people did freak out over that.
Like, what?
What are we going to do with the fingerprint scanner?
Right, or the first time, there's a fingerprint scanner on the front. Oh, so the good thing today with watching all the other YouTubers is watching the face unlock, because I know everybody was panicking about it. I saw probably the most dumb questions I've ever seen. Well, what if it's sitting on a desk and it's 20 feet from you? Dude, I don't use my phone when it's sitting on a desk 20 feet from me. But, you know, like every kind of goofy question. Well, what if it's in your car in the back seat and you want to unlock it? Dude, nobody's doing that. So it's one of those. I think once people get it in their hands and understand, oh yeah, right, you literally look at it from any type of angle and it will unlock your system. Because I can unlock it with my watch probably. Eventually it's going to be connected to my watch, right? Yeah. All my other devices are my iPad, my MacBook, my MacBook Pro, my MacBook Air, my iMac, everything go, hey, you got your watch on, I'm unlocked. Well, they'll probably do the same thing. Every Android device we have does that.
Right.
If it detects that I've got my Bluetooth headphones on, it goes, hey, why don't you go ahead and unlock the phone for this guy? Yeah. So it's not like we just got to stare at our phone all day like, unlock, unlock. So I think as people see that, I think they'll eventually get it. And think about this, that's going to become the new norm. The Samsung, you know, eye technology that we've all been using for years, I think that's going to be the norm now. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you know, I think it is. I mean, I think once Apple do it, everybody does it. Headphone jack gone. So next year, 2018, you're going to see no headphone jacks. You're going to start seeing the fingerprint scanner disappear. You're going to start seeing probably dual cameras in the front. You probably go get introduced to foldable displays. And then you're going to see the prices go up.
Yeah, some of that stuff you got to wonder too, like who got the idea from whom, because it doesn't necessarily mean that Apple said we're going to like lose the headphone jack. Might have came up with a good idea from LG or HTC or somebody, and they heard about it, saw it, R&D labbed it. I mean, all these guys co-mingle on parts together because there's only, what, 3 hardware manufacturers in the world that supply 99% of all these foam parts.
Yeah, but you had the Mi Mix. You had the Mi Mix with no headphone jack. The Lico Lee Pros, they didn't have no headphone jacks.
Right.
So there was a few phones that didn't have headphone jacks before Apple did it. Apple just kind of popularized the idea of it, and a lot of people just followed suit. So.
Yep, I agree. And then it was like, oh, okay. I still think it's the worst thing that ever happened to me. Honestly, I'm still in the camp. Like, I love to plug in an aux cord into my car. I still have a car old enough where I plug in an aux cord, and to me, having, you know, so I get it.
I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if USB-C wasn't such a mess right now.
I know.
Yeah, I agree. Yep, I completely agree, Lon.
Dongles, and you can't charge the device, and
yeah, and only certain USB cables can do power, and other ones can't. And
yeah.
What the frick?
Yeah, it's terrible. And I thought the standard was going to be good. I thought when the release of USB Type-C, I thought it was going to be win all, get all, but it has been a debacle ever since.
Yeah, I thought so too. Hell, I would have accepted it just for the idea you don't have to worry about which end to plug it in. Yeah, you could have had USB Type A as long as I don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, technically right now it's really just a port. It's just a port.
Yeah, you're right.
But you don't know what's inside of that port. That's the problem.
That's right. And how about the fact, well, some are Thunderbolt 3 and some are only USB-C and some will do power and some won't, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Huh? There is zero standardization across the board unless you get a big manufacturer that says we're doing this or that. Because Samsung and Apple, I mean, they're leading the charge, right? They're the two big boys. Whatever they're doing, they're picking up on. Just like I'm sure Apple was like, hey, Samsung, that's a badass idea about the eyes unlocking, you know, more biometrics type stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
so that's what I mean. They all piggyback. They all piggyback on each other. And that's same with TVs, same with all the components. Same, you know, TVs. There's 3 manufacturers, right? That's it for those panels. That's it. I don't give a shit who you are. I don't care what brand, I don't care what country, you're getting them from 3 people. That's it. So it's like you're kind of stuck with what we're doing for you. You know, look at Apple. They don't have their own display department. They're going to Samsung. They go to the Kings.
Hey Samsung, I'm gonna write you out a couple of $1 billion worth of
and then I'm gonna sue your ass. Get 4 of it back. Sam's like, all right, we'll just charge you more per panel we put in your new phones. Oh, that's hilarious, man. Well, listen, it's pretty late. It's almost been an hour. Sorry to keep everybody so late tonight, but man, it was great seeing everybody. Lon, you've been gone too long, man. It's great seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, good to be back.
Lon, you got any new projects coming up? Anything you want to talk about?
Just got a versus coming up.
Oh,
but, a comparison video. So
a good one. Is it going to be juicy?
Oh yeah.
All right, man. We look forward to seeing that over at Android Authority. Make sure you guys check out Lon's work over there. You do some fantastic work, man. You make me feel like shit every time I release my $8 video. Damn it.
I do okay work.
Dude, your stuff's awesome. What about you, Eric? You got anything going on, buddy? I know you're the hardest working man on YouTube. 8 days a week, 27 hours a day. He's running live stuff all day, every day, man. Why don't you go and tell us?
I got a full week this week. I got tomorrow's Wine Wednesday. I got the Lady Takeover. All right, so the ladies take over my channel on Wine Wednesdays.
That's a great time. If you guys, sorry to interrupt, but that is a great time, man. I was on your show, not on your show, but I mean, I watched your show last Wednesday, and boy, I tell you, these guys break loose. You want to see the Adpocalypse for real? Woo! It's alcohol, it's fun, it's tech news, gadgets, reviews, it's everything. It's a great show. I highly suggest you guys go check him out on Wednesdays. The ladies are great. We will get them on the show. I think they're fantastic. We're not going to steal your ladies. I just think they're cool, so we'll get them on the show for sure.
And then Thursday I have a video I'm releasing. I'm trying to release a versus video also.
Oh, good.
Get ready for Christmas holidays. And then Friday, actually Thursday night going into Friday, I'm hanging out. I'm gonna do a 8-hour live stream. I'm hanging out at T-Mobile for the iPhone event.
Oh, good for you, man.
So I'm gonna hang out. I am hanging out maybe for about 8 hours. I'm gonna try to live stream. I'm trying to live stream it. Yeah, because I'm going to sit out in the T-Mobile parking lot for 8 hours.
Wow. Well, congrats on that. That's a good deal, man. T-Mobile's a big up-and-coming cool brand. CEOs like the man. So good for you.
Hopefully I can get the phone. I was told.
Tell them after 8 hours of work, I want the damn phone.
Yeah, I've actually talked to a few sources at the T-Mobile store that I'm hanging out at. And, so I'm trying to see if I can get first deals. I did it for the iPhone 7, actually. I hung out for 8 hours. I didn't live stream it or anything, but I hung out for 8 hours, and I bought 5 iPhones. So it was pretty epic. So what
about you, Adit? You got anything going on over there? HTC King?
Yeah, just pumped for the 2nd of November. Not the 3rd, but the 2nd, yeah.
Good deal, man. And a couple things I've got going. Obviously, I've been working on the Pixel book. So I just did the unboxing video. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure you check it out. I've actually all day today I've been working with Google's their business division, because none of the apps work if you have a Google business or corporate account, which is pretty funny considering this is a business system. I don't know I paid $1,300 for that system. I don't know what kids pulling that out of their ass in the library. Rich, maybe they're going to Yale or something, but I've been working with them all day today on permissions and things that we can do to try to get it. I mean, they got me on beta programs and side loading and key development stuff. Because remember, I do this for a living. This is all day. Thousands and thousands of devices. I'm not a moron. I'm like, it doesn't work. They're like, oh, yeah, it does. I'm like, okay, give me the best you got. We've been on it all day. So I've got Google Assistant working, but not Playbook. Play Store. You can't load none of the Play Store. So basically, if you're a G Suite subscriber, if you pay Google to have email, Google Docs, that sort of thing, you can't use the system right now. Wow. It's for home users only. And then I even got a report, and I put it in my video, that Google sent me an email and said, oh, no, we don't even plan on supporting that for people that pay for Google. Wow. I'm like, get the frick out of here. Wow. So yeah, this review will be a couple more days now, but I got that. Plus, of course, I've got the Pixel 2 XL. That's been in the queue for a while. I've got some side stuff. I've got some sponsored videos that'll be coming out. Literally, they're already done, just waiting on approval to click the go button. I'm sure you guys know how that is. I still have to review these headphones, which is great, though, because I just used them on a trip. Fantastic. I also have been using the iPad Pro 12.9-inch second gen, so I wanted to do a little recap on how it is today. So I've got tons and tons of videos coming out. I literally got 30 videos. That way I can get demonetized, make no money, feel like shit, and just keep on going because I love you guys. Well, hey, thank you guys, everybody, for being here. Always fun, man. Thank you guys for being on the show with me. I love you guys. I love everybody that's watching. I appreciate everybody that's here, all the hard work that you guys do. I do appreciate all you YouTubers. HTC Elevate, big shout out to you guys. Thanks for letting us have Adit. This guy's the king of HTC. So thanks a lot, you guys. We'll see you on the same coach time, same coach channel. We'll see you next week, man. Thanks for being